FDA admits the mRNA vaccines cause cancer because, like I was just talking about with my buddy Doug, over and over and over again, you're hearing about people younger and younger getting these cancers. This wasn't a thing 20 or 30 years ago.
No.
It simply wasn't a thing. When we were kids, how many kids did you really know with an allergy?
Maybe 5.
Maybe 5. I knew like 1 or 2.
Uh-huh.
One kid was allergic to strawberries, and then like 2 kids throughout the years when we were little were allergic to peanuts. That was the big one, peanuts,
Mm-hmm.
which was really strange.
But the thing about the cancers is simply
Yeah.
this. At any given moment in your meat suit, you're developing cancer cells. And the only reason you don't die from it is because your body is constantly patrolling itself for these defective cells and it wipes them the fuck out. When you get the mRNA, it cripples your immune system to the, well, actually, what it does is it hypersensitizes your immune system for that one pathogen, that COVID-19. All right. And then,
For the record, gentle listeners out there, I want you to know that this is the guy who had a literal Dr. Jekyll Mad Science lab going in his bathroom when I showed up in 2009.
yeah.
Just so you know.
What happens though is it weakens other parts of your immune system that actually are constantly patrolling for these cancer cells.
Yeah, we're basically born on an arc. And that arc is you're born, you live a bunch, and then you die.
Mhm.
I mean, that's the nature of what we are until we figure out immortality. And frankly, I wouldn't want to be immortal.
Neither would I.
That'd be really irritating.
Yeah.
I have no interest in immortality.
Yeah, I gotcha.
But yeah, it's basically sure. Okay, your body is constantly fighting that battle. I agree with that.
Mhm.
But that doesn't mean they get to inject you with things to make it worse. The FDA has just made the most explosive admission that the mRNA vaccines are spiked with contaminations that trigger a global surge in cancers. The federal agency made the admission after an FDA study confirmed that Pfizer's COVID mRNA vaccine contains dangerous levels of excess DNA contamination. Leading scientists have been warning for some time that surges in deadly cancers among the vaccinated were caused by DNA fragments in the mRNA. What the hell? Injections. These warnings have now been confirmed in a bombshell study conducted in the FDA's own laboratory. So they're being forced to admit that they're the ones who are causing all this crap. Little by little.
Mhm. Yep.
Take your
And
time
see,
with your tea there. We're
what
good.
they're gonna do is they're gonna dribble the truth a little at a time until this whole thing goes away or it's out of the news cycle.
Yes,
And it's
that's
up to
exactly
us
what they're doing. They
to make
always do
sure
that.
that does not happen.
Yeah. Well, the media isn't the media anymore.
No.
The mainstream media has lost control. Lester Holt quit. Uh, the embarrassing Joy Reid was just fired. Um, and a whole host of others. They're just the mainstream media is falling apart at the seams because nobody believes them anymore, and everybody gets their news from shows like this.
Yep.
Um, and you've got just ridiculous levels of the old mainstream media. I don't want to call them the old guard because they weren't guarding anything but their Bolshevik masters.
Drink.
Uh, had to slide that in. And they're just coming apart at the seams. I personally believe that there was journalism at one point. I think journalism and media are two different creatures. Journalism was the rare era that only lasted for a short while where reporters, mostly at a local level, like in cities or
Uh-huh.
local state or county news, they reported on stuff. And there are still little reporters here and there, but it doesn't make a difference.
Mhm. Now,
And
with that being said,
Mhm.
I'm just wondering when the FCC is going to start yanking the licenses for some of these big mainstream media and
Yeah.
literally turning them valueless overnight.
Yeah, it should happen.
Yeah,
It
it
should
should.
happen.
Especially if you could
Yeah.
show that they've been lying and pushing propaganda and
Mhm.
it's negatively impacting. Like, if
It
they lied
absolutely
to
should
us
happen.
about the poke and smoke and all these people died, they should be yanked off the air.
They put people in camps in Australia. There were tons of videos coming out of Australia where they were putting people in camps,
Yep.
forcibly relocating their own citizens. And interestingly, every video out of Australia that I saw where they were putting them in camps was exclusively native Caucasian Australians for some reason.
I wonder why.
I,
Hmm.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's very mysterious. Multiple studies confirm the shots cause cancer. Oncologists around the world are continuing to raise the alarm as growing number of new studies confirm that the mRNA is causing cancers. Two more new studies have just added to the swelling body of evidence showing that the injections trigger the rapid development and spread of cancer. According to a report from InfoWars, one study revealed that the spike protein from COVID from mRNA shots elicits gene interrupting activity. And I don't, well, I do understand because they're malevolent assholes, but the idea that you should create vaccines that tamper with people's DNA
Yeah, that is insane.
is insane. And for those of you out there who don't know what mRNA is, it's messenger DNA. That's what the M stands for. RNA is ribonucleic acid. DNA, of course, is deoxyribonucleic acid. For those of us who had school back in the day and not just babysitting for 12 years. Um, sorry, true story. But mRNA is messenger ribonucleic acid. And what it does is go in and rewrite a chunk of your damn DNA. It attaches itself to DNA and rewrites it and then begins replicating.
That's not good.
That should be illegal. I
Yeah.
didn't give you permission to rewrite my DNA. What are you
And what they
doing?
and what they do is they rewrite your DNA to produce the spike proteins.
Yeah.
Now, what happens if you put pomace in your motor oil? It
Yeah.
will destroy your engine in no time flat.
Yeah.
So you have these spike proteins circling through your bloodstream. It's the equivalent of an irritant. It's like, sand or whatever. And it's causing you to build up these clots and scar tissues that are mainly made out of fibrin, and it's killing people hand over fist.
My big concern right now is we're about to start seeing the generation born after this event.
Yes.
And I am terrified that we're about to see a thalidomide moment.
Oh, that
And
that's that stuff is so horrible.
for those of you who don't know what that is, back in the 50s and 60s, doctors began giving women thalidomide. And I don't recall exactly what it was for because I'm old and my thinking meat doesn't work like it should anymore.
Uh-huh. Welcome to
So
the
I'm
club.
going to look it up real quick. Uh, sold under the brand names was an oral medication used to treat a number of cancers
Hmm.
and many skin disorders. And they were giving this to people, and it produced what was called thalidomide babies, which created a tremendous number of birth defects to the point where anytime anybody saw a young child with a defect, they automatically called them thalidomide kids,
Yep.
thalidomide babies.
They're
And
actually seeing a lot of that as well in Vietnam from Agent Orange.
yeah, well, it was a freaking cancer, dude. That
Yeah.
was that was a bioweapon. Agent Orange is a horrible bioweapon.
Yeah.
Um, I am terrified that right now we're going to start seeing that in the children being born today.
I'm just wondering how many people need to die before we start, going after these people for this.
The problem is 2 or 3 deaths is tragic and everybody wants to know what happened. 2,000,000 deaths is a statistic used to make people follow a cause.
Yeah.
And there are people out there who aren't gonna like this, and guess what? I don't care, but that's what the 6,000,000 number is. Okay? Because there's records of it going all the way back to 1815. Same number, over and over and over again from the same people, same claim, 6,000,000.
Okay. All right.
Look,
Let's
bad
stay
shit
away.
happened. That bad shit happened. I'm not denying that.
Uh-huh.
I'm not denying that bad shit happened. I'm just saying that that particular number got used as propaganda over and over and over again. And it's
Yep.
in the newspapers. All you got to do is go to a newspaper archive and look for that from the year 1800 on, and it comes up. I'm pointing out a method of propaganda. A big number gets people to rally around an idea. A small number makes people angry.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Because I have a feeling when enough people have lost, family and friends to this, um, there's going to be some dynamic action taken.
Yeah. I am honestly extremely surprised that it has not happened yet. Again, special agents frickin' frack, sit back down. We don't want to hear from you. We're just talking about the reality that all of the conditions have been right for somebody to go, you know what, I'm not taking this anymore, and do something particularly stupid. All of the conditions are there for it.
Yep.
Why are we still looking at this? Let's do that.
I don't know, man. And I sent you hundreds of links. All of
I
it.
know. I'm sitting here buying time, looking for good
But
links.
here's the thing, though. All of the
Because there's
links
so many.
all circle back to the same thing.
Yeah.
We were injected with something that was not tested. It had foreign DNA in it. It had other chemicals, and there's even micro machines pieces or whatever in these injections. We're seeing the blood clots and the fibrin clots from the embalmers who took care of these carcasses.
Yeah.
We're looking at the 5-year moving average, and you're looking, because typically, you can expect a certain amount of people to die in a year. That's just the way it
Sure.
works. You drop
Yep.
out of the vagina, then you drop in the grave. And we've literally watched that go up. And we're getting reports of people being sterilized, just a whole myriad of other neurological and other issues going on.
Yeah.
We gave immunity to the companies that did this to us.
Yes.
Biden blatant pardoned virtually everyone involved in this so they can get away with it.
No,
And
wait,
our
I gotta
own
pop back in here. A judge from the Ninth Circuit, which is the most leftist court in the federal system, said all of Biden's preemptive pardons are invalid because no crime was committed. No crime, no pardon.
Okay. I'll believe that when I start seeing people get charged.
I agree.
All right. And I really hope that we can start bringing some of these people, one, to justice, two, bring the facts out into the light of day so everyone can see it. And perhaps those idiots on the left will actually get shamed into the fact that they were wronger than two boys fucking in church.
They don't have a sense of shame. You're wasting your time there.
I know. I'm just saying.
Okay.
But I just can't believe this is such a huge crime on this global scale. And nothing's happening thus far.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
I daily comment when I see people, oh, they got him now. I'm like, call me when there's an arrest.
That's right.
When there's a head on the pike.
Because, we can investigate. It seems like they're always investigating, but nothing ever happens.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Pop for Supporters Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the Meat Gazer box.